Hello, friends. I am Rose. Welcome to Story with Blue Lady, where we bring you stories full of wonder and excitement. Let's get started. Today's story is Nail and Fence Story. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between green hills and a sparkling river, there lived a young boy named Sam. Sam was the only child of his loving parents, who cherished him dearly. However, despite their deep affection for their son, they were troubled by one significant flaw in his character: his bad temper. Sam had a fiery nature. He would become angry over the smallest of matters, and once he lost his temper, there was no stopping him. He would shout at his friends, taunt them with cruel words, and even lash out at neighbors without a second thought. His angry words flowed like a raging river, hurting those around him. The worst part was that while Sam quickly forgot what he said in the heat of the moment, those around him did not. His words lingered, leaving lasting impressions that caused people to avoid him. The more his friends and neighbors kept their distance, the lonelier Sam became. He couldn't understand why people were suddenly so cold toward him. He tried to join other children playing by the riverside, but they would ignore him. He would attempt to greet the shopkeeper in the village square, but the man would barely nod before turning his back. The once happy, carefree days of his childhood were slowly being overshadowed by his quick temper. Sam's parents were deeply concerned. They had tried countless ways to calm their son down, teaching him about patience, kindness, and how to control his anger. Yet, nothing seemed to work. It pained them to see their once cheerful boy become so isolated because of his inability to control his emotions. One evening, after Sam had once again stormed into the house following a heated argument with his friends, his father decided it was time to try something new. He knew lecturing his son wasn't enough. Sam needed to learn through action. That night, as the family sat by the hearth, the father handed Sam a small, heavy bag. Curious, Sam opened it and found it full of nails. "Son," his father said gently, "I have an idea that might help you understand the consequences of anger. Every time you feel angry and use hurtful words, I want you to take one of these nails and hammer it into the fence in our backyard." At first, Sam thought this was a strange request, even a little funny. Hammering nails into the fence for getting angry. But he agreed, figuring it was better than another long lecture. The very next day, as expected, Sam lost his temper over something trivial. He rushed to the backyard, grabbed a nail from the bag, and hammered it into the fence. The sound of the hammer echoed in the quiet of the village. Throughout the day, every time he lost his temper, whether with his parents, friends, or anyone else, he would run to the fence and hammer another nail. By the end of the day, the fence was dotted with 30 nails, and Sam's hands were sore from all the hammering. Over the next few days, this routine continued. Every time he became angry, he would run to the fence. However, Sam soon realized that hammering the nails was exhausting, and he began to wonder if it was worth getting angry over small things. He started to think twice before letting his temper flare. As the days passed, the number of nails he hammered into the fence gradually decreased. Weeks went by, and one day, Sam noticed that he hadn't hammered a single nail into the fence. He felt proud of himself, knowing that he had managed to control his temper. Excitedly, he ran to his father to share the good news. "Father, look. I haven't hammered any nails into the fence in days. I think I finally learned how to control my anger," Sam said with a beaming smile. His father smiled back, pleased with his son's progress. "That's wonderful, Sam. I'm proud of you. But there's one more thing I want you to do. For every day that you keep your temper in check, I want you to go to the fence and remove one nail." Sam found this task much easier than hammering the nails. Day by day, he removed the nails from the fence, feeling more accomplished with each one he pulled out. However, as he neared the end, he realized that some of the nails were too deeply embedded to remove. Despite his best efforts, a few stubborn nails remained stuck in the wood. Feeling a little disheartened, Sam went to his father and explained that while he had removed most of the nails, a few were impossible to pull out. His father nodded knowingly and led Sam back to the fence. "Look closely, Sam. What do you see?" Sam looked at the fence and replied, "I see holes, Father." "The fence is full of scars." "That's right," his father said softly. "Each of those nails you hammered into the fence represents the anger and hurtful words you've thrown at people. You may have removed most of the nails, just as you've apologized and made amends with those you hurt. But look at the holes, they're still there. No matter how hard you try, the damage caused by your angry words leaves a permanent mark." His father then pointed to the nails that remained stuck in the fence. "These nails are like the words you spoke that were so deeply hurtful, they cannot be taken back. No matter how much you regret them, no matter how much you wish to undo the damage, those words will leave scars that can't be erased." Tears welled up in Sam's eyes as he finally understood the depth of his actions. His temper had caused more harm than he had ever realized. His father placed a comforting hand on his shoulder and said, "Remember, Sam, our words have the power to hurt or heal. Choose them wisely. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. Just like the nails in the fence, they can leave holes that last forever." From that day forward, Sam was careful with his words. He learned that kindness and patience were far more powerful than anger. Slowly, he mended his relationships with his friends, neighbors, and even his parents, though the lessons of the fence stayed with him forever. Moral: words are like nails hammered into a fence. You may remove the nails, but the scars will remain. Choose your words wisely, let them be kind and filled with love. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with more magical adventures. Until next time.